Hello, my name is Mr. Jarmer, and this year at Rex Putnam I'm teaching English 9 and IB English for seniors. I've got a slideshow presentation for you today that, in a nutshell, describes to you the 2-year program for 11th and 12th grade in IB English. Those of you who are entering the 12th grade, seniors, you've been through a year of this, so some of this will be review, but later on in the presentation, there'll be some information that is more specifically relevant to seniors. Anyway, before we begin, please do these things to ensure our meeting today goes smoothly. We don't have to do these things because, the plan was that we were going to do a live orientation. But as you may know, there were some problems and we're not doing it live anymore. So these are things that we'll need to keep in mind when we are in a synchronous Google Meet together. But for today, let's just move on. Welcome. We are so glad you're here. As strange as this year is and will continue to be, we are happy to join you, and we are going to do the very best job that we can to make this a meaningful experience for you and to help you along the way. So anyway, we're glad you're here. You are literature, as you may or may not already know. In the 11th grade, Miss Clay and Mr. Coleman, and in the 12th grade, Mr. Jarmer. That's me. First of all, we want to describe to you what to expect in synchronous learning. So last spring in distance learning, we did not have an opportunity to do this, but now we do, and it's pretty exciting. These are the kinds of things that we are going to do when we are together in a Google Meet. Warm-ups, poems of the day, or pods, mostly poems, but sometimes prompts, paintings, pictures, other kinds of practice where we will be looking at something brand new, reading it or looking at it together and having a chance to respond, and then afterwards have a conversation about that work. Synchronous learning may include mini lessons, live real-time instruction, and class interaction. But hopefully in IB English, there will be a lot of whole group discussions and opportunities for small group discussions in breakout sessions. In asynchronous learning, this is what you will be doing when you are not with us in a Google Meet. You can expect to watch some videos or teacher-generated mini lessons with individual application activities. You can expect to do a significant amount of reading. You can expect to do some journaling in response to that reading, probably not in a physical composition notebook, but in a digital version of the composition notebook that we'll set up in the Google Classroom. Light research, biographical, historical, or cultural context for the works that we are studying together. And formal writing projects and culminating unit assessments. All of those things will be done asynchronously. Oh, and hopefully we'll be able to do some artistic and creative endeavors along the way. We think it's important that you have an opportunity to demonstrate your learning in a different way other than just talking and writing. So we'll figure out a way to get that done. So what follows in the next 2 slides are the learning intentions or course goals of IB English. And I'm not going to read this out loud to you. I'm going to instead give you about 45 seconds to read it on your own. And I would also like to remind you that this slideshow will be up in the Google Classroom, so you can revisit this stuff whenever you feel like it. But for right now, take about 45 seconds to read this first slide, and then we'll move on to the second slide that describes course goals and learning intentions. Moving on to the second slide, describing learning intentions and course goals for IB English. This last one might be the most important one to me. To foster a lifelong interest in and enjoyment of language and literature. I hope we're able to do that. Hey, what are we going to read? So this handy dandy chart shows you the entire 2-year program in IB English. Again, incoming 12th graders, you have experienced much of what we see there in year 1, but not all of it. I do not think you were able to read A Doll's House. I think you ran out of time. No worries. No worries. These are the authors and the works that we will study. All of this, especially in this crazy time, is subject to change. Not radically, but we may have to make some adjustments. And again, the slideshow will be up in the Google Classroom, so feel free to take a closer look if you want to at a later time. Oh, now this is IB language that describes the objectives of the course and the assessments of the course, the whole 2-year program, right? Excuse me, it's a little smoky outside. I'm having a hard time with that. Anyway, essentially on the left there, what are we trying to do? We're trying to demonstrate knowledge, understanding, and interpretation of a work of literature. We are trying to analyze and evaluate a work of literature, demonstrating that we know how the writer's choices affect meaning, understanding, and all of that good stuff. And then finally, we are practicing our communication skills, both orally and in writing, so that we can be clear, logical, persuasive communicators, all of that great stuff. Now, the assessments in this chart over here are kind of, well, they're out of chronological order in the way that we did them. The only thing that juniors would have experienced at this point is the HL essay. But my understanding is that the incoming seniors have not finished it. So that's one of the first things that we're going to do. Paper 1 and Paper 2 are cumulative end of senior year examinations. So if you're a junior, you don't have to worry about Paper 1 and Paper 2 until next year. So really, incoming seniors have to worry about all of this stuff pretty much. Whereas juniors, hopefully by the end of your junior year, you will have written the HL essay. The individual oral is an assessment that we do senior year, and Paper 1 and Paper 2 are examinations that you take in the spring. Again, feel free to visit the slideshow in the Google Classroom so that you can spend more time on this particular slide if you are at all concerned or worried about it. Hey, opportunities for college credit in IB literature. There are two ways. You can earn a certificate for completing the 2-year IB English program with a cumulative assessment score of a 4 or better, and many colleges will award you English college credit. Or you can register for advanced college credit through Clackamas Community College to earn 4 credit hours for each semester of IB English. That's a whole lot of credit hours. Do both of the above. Some schools prefer the IB certificate, others prefer community college credit. Either way, you save a boatload of money. So that's really something that we want all of our IB English students to take advantage of. This is the contact information for Miss Clay, Mr. Coleman, and Mr. Jarmer. Okay, our office hours are on Wednesdays from 10:45 to 11:45, immediately following synchronous learning, and afternoons Monday through Friday by appointment. I think that is the last slide. So again, I just want to say welcome to IB English juniors. Welcome back to IB English seniors. We're going to have a great year. Okay, so I can't wait to see you in person on Monday or whenever you have Miss Clay or Mr. Coleman. We really look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any questions, please send us emails, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. All right? Oh my God, yes.